It's some kind of carved inlay.
Looks like an angel.
It feels intricate, but it's too dark to make out what this is. Need a light for these candles.
Hey, you're an arson. Oh, too soon?
Looks like an old oil lamp. Should try to light up this cavern as much.
Okay. Well. Ooh, I wonder. No, okay. I was like, I wonder if the game would actually
We're
let
not
me do
getting
that. Okay, well. I need a candle. Or I need a match. I don't see one anywhere. Maybe we could ask May.
Looks like an old oil lantern.
Okay. Well. May, do you have a match?
May, do you have a lighter on you?
What, you smoke?
Only when I'm on fire.
Of course.
Did you get this when you got your injury?
Not that hard to work that one out, I guess. I think it was Olivia's. I don't know why I took it.
You
So I
kept
wouldn't
the
forget, I
lighter?
guess.
Oh.
Like I could.
Seems like a good reason to hold on to it. And it has a cool design.
I am addicted to animal prints.
We all have our vices.
Let me guess yours. Chocolate milk?
Good
You
one.
are feeling better. Maybe I'll tell you mine after we get out of here.
Screwing Ned over.
May, have you ever
Of
been in this
emotional
room before?
love.
Yeah. I was here years ago. With Jason. This is where we met after his dad said we couldn't hang out anymore. Until it got blocked off. It's a dead end. There's a wooden panel over there. Wasn't finished. 6 candles, a lantern, those AW symbols. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
You remember all that detail from a room you could barely see?
Is that strange?
Good strange. Very few people are able to remember details like that, especially from so long ago.
I guess I never thought much about it.
A mystery for another time. What was that about a panel?
It made my scars. There's something about it. I couldn't figure it out. Can you just get us out of here?
Okay. Well, we now have the lighter. Okay.
Still work. There, that's better.
Yep.
Need a light.
Yep. There we go.
Yes.
Alright, what are we working with here?
Wow, it's beautiful. This must have been made by Abigail.
What?
Amazing how intricate she designed this.
How would she have the ability to... or the resources? Okay, whatever.
Abigail Woodley's sign. Should look more closely. Got it. Bet this fits into the panel.
Okay.
I am just the shadow.
I am just a shadow. Spooky.
Still works.
Yeah, thank you. Wooden feather?
Now we're getting somewhere. Just need the other piece.
So we're missing another feather. It said to examine this more
Woodley's
closely.
sign. Still work.
Can I... how do I examine it more closely?
What?
Can I ask you something about your sister?
Right now?
I don't understand. How did you know Tegan was the one who started the fire?
I was about to leave the hideout, okay? I saw her running through the forest.
Was that all you needed to be sure?
I got a quick look at her face. I haven't seen her like that before. When the news hit the day after, it all just made sense.
May, why didn't you say anything?
It's what I do. I protect her. She's the person who looks out for me. This is how I repay the favor.
May, there's a difference between supporting someone and taking the fall for their crimes.
Maybe.
You feeling any better, May?
No, not really.
I know what you mean.
Hey, Nancy? Thanks. For,
You do the same for me.
No, she
Yeah, sure. Can you just get us out of here?
I am now noticing the AAWs on the wall.
Stuck. Can't...
Can't use these by hand, need some kind of tool. Oh, we can actually look at the Book of Apologies now. Oh, or we can't. Thought we'd be able to open it, but that's fine.
Stuck. Can't...
Use these by hand, need some sort of tool. Oh.
Can't use that here.
Oh, okay.
Um...
No, okay. I don't know why you could use a key on a brick, but it's worth a try.
Stuck.
Some kind of tool, you say? Okay, well, I don't see a tool anywhere besides May.
Stuck.
What else do I have? I mean, she says when I do
Huh.
that.
Can't use that.
Use it.
Huh. Huh.
She doesn't say can't use that here. She makes those sounds. I mean, what else would I use on it? Out of the basement. I can't go this way.
We're not getting out that way.
Okay. Can't click on this. Oh,
We're not getting out
No,
that
okay.
way. Still works.
thank you.
We're not getting out that way.
Yep, a bunch of fungus.
Solid clay. Don't think we're gonna climb out of...
Okay.
Abigail Woodley's son.
Just look more closely, but I can't physically get closer. And the key doesn't work on it. Nothing to click here. Okay, we've got our AW things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. None of them reacted to the key. Nothing over here.
Solid clay.
Nope.
This box can open, but I can't force it, even with a set of tools.
Does it have a keyhole?
This box can open.
Okay, well, does May have any tools on her?
Can you...
No. Okay, she does not.
Abigail...
This is frustrating. Barrel. Oh!
Not
Okay.
as elegant as my lockpicks, but just as handy.
What? Was there a... I don't even... Okay. Fine. Whatever.
This doesn't feel right.
I know, but what choice do we have?
No, you don't understand. I know this sounds strange, but the accident, ever since it happened, I could feel bad things before they happen.
Like, premonitions?
Yeah. My scar, it hurts. It hurt right before the tunnel collapsed, and it hurts now. Look, this isn't some ergot hallucination. I'm telling the truth. And I'm telling you that if you tamper with these bricks, we could be in danger, okay? Do you believe me?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe you. I just mean, I don't think it's premonitions. You have this amazing, maybe even photographic memory and a sharp mind. I think you just process warning signs faster than anyone else can.
And the pain?
I don't know. High sensitivity to air pressure, maybe?
Well, that
I
sounds
used to
like
think I was
bullshit.
cursed.
That I can't believe. But I will be careful with the wall.
Thanks for believing me.
Of course, May.
The wall seems unstable.
Okay, we don't want to pull it out at random. And then this said that we couldn't do it even with tools.
Don't want...
Oh. So intense. Okay. Just a shadow. This looks like one of those lemon juice things. Like you would put lemon juice on a paper over a fire. This is gonna set it on fire.
Something's different about the note.
Is it really? It was one of the lemon juice things. I mean, I can't take that much credit for it because there's a giant blank space here, so that's probably quite obvious. Okay.
Looks like a map of some kind. X marks the spot.
So we want to take it from the top middle?
Here goes nothing. Whew. It's the right one.
It's the right JPEG.
Got it. Bet this fits into the panel.
Okay.
It fits.
Sweet.
It's covered in a thick layer of dust.
It's
Should
dusty.
wipe it clean first.
Okay. Don't know what this mini game is, but cool. Wiping the dust off of the.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we want these to match up. This controls that. This controls those two. No, I want you to be even. Oh, can't do that. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now we use the key since we've had since the beginning.
Please be a door. Please be a door.
You actually did it. Let's get out of here.
Fade to black. Fade to black. La 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 loading screen. I smell a confrontation. Oh, what is happening? Oh,
Deirdre!
See, boys? You look... dirty.
I'm
Yeah.
fine. We need to see the judge. Now.
Yeah, us too. We found
The will. No need to recap. Let's go.
Nancy, are you all right?
Deirdre,
I'm over here.
Frank and Joe wait in the hallway. Don't let anyone leave this office.
My pleasure.
Judge, we need to talk.
What is this?
It's urgent.
Yes, it looks like it. Is it a confession?
Maybe.
Judge, we've been here all night. I think it's time we retire.
You're not going anywhere, perp.
Excuse me?
Burp.
Your Honor, it's become clear to us that Miss Cole has been the perpetrator of numerous crimes here in Salem, including attempted murder.
Murder! Judge, please.
That's a very serious claim, Nancy.
And you're a very
And
bad
this
judge.
is a serious case.
Danforth.
People's lives hang in the balance.
This is very cute and all, but we have to do adult things now. So run along, everyone, before your PB&Js get cold.
I have proof. And it's all related to the Hathorn house, the future of which rests in your hands. So I think you should hear me out before you sign that paper.
All right.
What? You can't be serious. Judge, this is clearly a half-brained attempt to delay what we have determined to be a sound judgment, that the Hathorn house should revert to the state.
We have spent most of this evening going over all possibilities for how to decide the rightful owner of this house. And you've been very adamant that the state should handle it. But if Nancy has any evidence to add, I'm willing to hear her out.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Alicia has been poisoning Lauren Holt's water supply.
Poisoning. That's just too much.
After interviewing Lauren Holt and experiencing some negative side effects from drinking her water, I discovered that someone had been tainting her water supply with ergot.
Well, that would explain my client's erratic behavior over the past few weeks.
She lost her mother.
Months ago.
oh,
That woman
dang.
wasn't her mother. Give me a break.
How do you know that ergot causes erratic behavior?
You said she was poisoned. Wouldn't that affect anyone's behavior? What exactly are you insinuating?
That you know how ergot affects its victims.
I'm not answering these questions. I happen to be well-versed in biology, all right? But any tidbit of knowledge I have, you'll just try to trap me with it. Use it against me.
I don't need to do that, because I found, in your office, a map of the Hathorn House's water system.
Yes. And did you also find the notice of demolition on my desk when you illegally broke into my office? Are you going to arrest her for breaking and entering?
Is what Nancy's saying true?
Of course, I have a map of the Hathorn House's water plans.
So you admit it. You were going to try to demolish Hathorn House.
I was providing my client, Lauren Holt, with that option, yes. The land is worth a lot of money, and I was doing my due diligence. Have you done yours?
I
She's
brought up the demolition
doing
with
all right.
Lauren. She says you never discussed it. I am certain she will be happy to testify.
Which? She must have forgotten. Because of the poisoning you claim she's been affected by. That has to
Alicia's
be
doing
it.
all right,
What
actually.
about flooding the tunnels under Salem in the past
Lawyering her
hour?
way out of this.
Would you know how to do that, Miss Cole?
I was here, Miss Drew.
Your coat looks pretty soaked. And muddy shoes.
Water is wet, and it's raining outside. Are you satisfied with the ridiculousness of this yet? How much longer are you gonna let this go on?
It all does seem circumstantial. Is that all you have, Miss Drew?
Alicia was responsible for stealing AW evidence from your office.
This should be interesting.
I spoke with your son, Jason. He claims Alicia forced him.
Jason is a grown man. His actions are his own.
Alicia lent Jason her car. Then Jason broke into the evidence room and stole the files. I have proof on CCTV.
So, what it actually sounds like is that Jason took my car, stole the evidence, and somehow I'm to blame?
How did he have access to your car?
I gave him the keys. He runs errands for me all the time.
And
So
how
far,
did
so
he have
good, Alicia.
access to the evidence room? Only you and the judge had the code.
Leaves it unlocked.
Look here, on the wall. An access code. I wonder if it's for the evidence room. Probably. Apologies, Judge. But your carelessness is the reason this happened. In all probability, Jason heard that you left the door unlocked, and he just went and opened it.
I doubt that. He barely spends any time with me.
I found this in 10 seconds. You left it out for anyone to see. If he didn't know the door was unlocked, how hard would it have been to find your key?
Miss Cole, that's enough. Anything else, Miss Drew?
Alicia was behind the theft of the Book of Apologies.
I've never been to Europe, okay?
How did you know it was in Europe?
I heard the judge talking to you about it.
I found plane tickets in Jason's car. He admitted to stealing the Book of Apologies on Alicia Cole's orders.
Orders? How did I order little Jason to do this, Nancy Drew?
Jason has financial problems, right, Judge?
I don't really know. To be honest with you, I know he's always looking for money.
He's in debt, badly. A fact Alicia uses to her advantage.
This is absurd.
How did he buy a first-class round-trip ticket to Salzburg when the crime occurred?
Because I pay him for doing errands for me. He could use his money however he feels fit. He's a big boy now.
I admit,
So
I don't
gross
know
the
how
way
we
she
could
talks
prove
about him.
that, Alicia.
Call the airline. You can use the plane ticket reference number. Call the airline. They should be able to check the payment. I bet you it was paid by Alicia Cole, credit card. There's no way Jason would have that much cash to buy a first-class ticket.
He obviously stole my credit card.
So, you admit that your card was used to make the purchase.
Nice, Nancy.
I didn't say that.
If the card is still active, I doubt that he stole it. The credit card company would have notified you for making a large purchase.
Nice.
And you would have canceled it.
How large is this purchase?
Thousands of dollars, Judge.
Miss Cole, if this was a court of law and the police were asking for probable cause, I'd be hard-pressed not to allow it. Do you have anything to say?
I told him to get rid of those tickets. You know, Your Honor, your son is a real idiot. Truly, a world-class moron. He couldn't even follow simple instructions. I would have had better luck writing them in crayon. And this? Seriously? This is the kind of stuff I have to deal with? I went to law school. I have 3 degrees. And now I have an arsonist, 2 ghost hunters, a wannabe detective, and her assistant.
Hey!
No! Trying to screw up my plans.
All the people you pointed out are the reason you're going down.
No. The reason I am going down is that this stupid little town is stuck in the past. Oh, my great-great-great-great-grandmother was accused as a witch. I want repayment because I'm lazy.
Oh my
She loved me
gosh.
so much that I want this disgusting ruin of a house for free so I can run my luminous vegan tea grocery store.
Alicia's
That is what
neocon.
pathetic looks like. A bunch of whining, moaning little people whose worldview is infinitesimally small.
Why, Alicia?
Why? Because I wanted to do something for this town. I care about Salem more than all the Olivias and Tegans and Laurens combined. I care the most. We should have leveled that old house a long time ago and built new houses. With all that land, we could have a real community here. We could bring in new business that isn't completely reliant on stupid, scary stuff. I am talking about economic development on a level which Salem has never even seen.
And who would be the owner of these new houses?
Me.
Well, after knowing this case inside out, it wouldn't be hard for me to get the land out of the grasp of the state. After all I've done for this community, some recompense is in order.
So, you're saying you poisoned Lauren so you could build and own a housing complex.
Do you realize how much money is in real estate? And give me a break. I was just scaring her. I told you I know about biology. She was never in any real danger.
Alicia, I saw the ergot in the water valve. There is absolutely no way you could control the dosage that Lauren ingested. You could have done irreparable damage.
So what? I live here. I work here. I am a member of this community.
My mouth
this
doesn't
town
work.
needs me.
No, it doesn't.
I already have the papers, and I am taking them to the state office. And none of you are going to stop me. Because you can't prove anything. There's no legal heir to the Hathorne estate. And none of the evidence Detective Girl brought up will stick.
So you admit to all of it.
Yes. Now get
I'm
out of my
recording.
way.
The police are on their way. You can wait here for them to arrive.
This is unbelievable. I only wanted to make Salem.
This is highly disturbing. I am shocked. Very shocked at what has occurred here. Miss Cole will be
course
held
you're shocked.
accountable for her crimes. I will make sure of it. But as much as it pains me to admit, she is right. We do not have a legal heir.
Yes, we do. According to the Book of Apologies and Francis Tuttle's will, Lauren Holt is the legal owner of the Hathorne House estate. I've also discovered that Lauren is a descendant of Tituba, the first accused witch. Although she is not part of the AW organization, she is a descendant of the accused witches. My suggestion is that you should present Lauren with an option to have the accused witches help rebuild her house, and in payment, they get a portion of the house to be used for a museum and such. Lauren doesn't live in the house, and I doubt she could afford rebuilding it to historic standards. Maybe you could facilitate it.
Yes. We will have a discussion. Okay. Well, what about the Hathorn House fire?
No one forgave me when I made a mistake. Break the cycle, right?
May had nothing to do with the fire.
You're sure? How do you know?
Because I have a confession from the person who did.
Really?
Oh gosh, we could just lie.
Tegan Perry is responsible for the fire, but it was an accident.
An accident?
Yes. Tegan went looking for the will and accidentally knocked a candle over inside the house. The fire grew out of control. I questioned her myself. I believe her.
I'm afraid I can't just take your word for it. Will Tegan give us the same testimony?
Well, you're not the
Yes.
police, so
I believe so.
Well,
she won't
the
be
house
giving
is going to
you
be demolished
anything.
anyway. And while I wish I could give out punishment for withholding information, I suppose we can keep this at a misdemeanor level. Perhaps a fine, some community service. What a mess.
This has been a very tough time for everyone. I think the damage has been done.
Agreed. But
Judge, did you ever interview May? Get a statement from her? Anything on record?
well, not exactly.
So you just assumed she was guilty of the crime without even speaking with
Ooh,
her?
laying it on.
Case needed to be built.
There was no case, because you never needed to make one. You thought she was guilty, and so you treated her accordingly.
Miss True, I ask that in this office you treat me with respect.
You deserve as much respect as I'm currently giving you, Judge.
Nancy, maybe we should...
Shut up, Frank!
You made this poor girl's life a living nightmare because of something she did when she was young. She was a kid, Your Honor. Her entire life molded and built and destroyed by an event she barely remembers. Can you imagine what that does to someone? Can you imagine what that does to her family? To her friends?
Well, that is a bit unfair.
You know, this town has a history of judges behaving without sound jurisprudence. And I would expect that after 300 years, you would be able to right that wrong.
Perhaps. You have a point.
In reality, he would
But my
just be like,
concerns
get
are
out of
not
my office.
unfounded. You think Jason is a screw-up now? What would have happened if he had been friends with her?
He is friends with her, Judge.
What? How's that possible? I thought at least I would know.
A judge is supposed to judge people on their actions alone, not the people they call their friends. I just hope you remember that when you sentence Jason, because his crimes aren't imagined. They're real, and they deserve real punishment.
He'll get off. He's a judge's son. Also, Alicia seemed pretty cool near the end there. She wasn't really... Okay.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
For what?
We always promised that a secret was the most important thing in the world, and we would never break it. And I did.
You saved my life. If Nancy hadn't found me, well...
I'm going to be gone for a while.
In prison.
Really screwed up.
Still, I know who you are. There's a good person hidden below this pretty boy exterior.
Come on.
You may go away, but that good part never will.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Everything okay?
yeah. Come on.
Johnny Cakes, anyone? What? There was music. Oh. I was like, there's like ambient sounds of people talking.
So, ready to leave yet?
But I just got here.
Not the house. Salem. You always wrap up your cases in a nice bow to run off for the next one the day after, don't you?
This time, I might actually take that vacation.
Doesn't sound like your style. But if you say so. Look, we had our moments during the past few days. In the end, you cleared May's name. So thanks.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure to help.
Ugh, that attitude just kills me. You did get Tegan off the hook too, though. I hate to admit it, but for a moment,
I loved you.
I actually felt happy I called you here. Don't Don't get used to it. I can handle cases on my own. And I've just emptied your praise quota for the coming year.
I know you can. I'll see you around.
You didn't have to.
What? I told the truth. Or at least the truth you told me.
Gosh, these hand
200 hours
motions.
community service. It's not like I don't do that already, though.
What was that exhibit you were planning?
Which street art?
Who's the artist?
I think you know
How do you
her.
not figure
Do you
this
ever
out, Nancy?
feel-
Remorse for not sticking up for my sister? I will probably be dealing with that for the rest of my life. She doesn't hate me nearly enough for what I put her through. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You're the only reason she doesn't think I'm a complete dirtbag. Lauren deserves that place. She does.
You sound genuine.
Don't be so surprised. She's had a tough life too, you know. I'm not mad at her. I hope that maybe she will see eye to eye with me someday.
You did set fire to her house.
Yeah, there is that. It hasn't all been crime and punishment, though. We had so many great memories.
And one moment of shame.
And I told you. I would tell myself we were all kids, but I was old enough to know better. And
What? The music's too loud.
She says she forgives me, but we still have a lot to make up for. We all do. We are all going to help each other now.
All the talking of the people whose voices don't match up with any of the voices we've met already.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually happy you came. Just a bit.
Of course. The celebration party is the best part of most cases.
No. Well, yes. Sure. But I meant to Salem. I still don't understand why you went out of your way to do any of this. It makes me kind of feel like a jerk for not talking to you when you first came here.
I understand things have been tough for you. Please, don't worry about it. I'm just happy I was able to help.
You were. For sure. I'm going to art school. I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm really excited. And nervous. I've never really left Salem before.
And hey, maybe we'll meet again sometime.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the worst, I guess.
I like this generic ha 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 music.
Nancy, so glad you're here.
Of course. I wouldn't miss the party after all we went through.
Hey, shouldn't you ask her? You know, the thing we talked about.
Oh, yeah, right. So,
I accept.
Nancy, the thing we talked about before? Have you thought about it? Starting a detective agency, I mean.
The Hardys and Drew Detective Agency. Has a nice ring to it, no?
Guys, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, your name can
mean
be placed
you don't
first,
know?
of course. If that helps persuade you.
I'm gonna have to think about it.
Come on, Nancy.
Hey there.
She
How are
still
you
has the
holding up?
mug.
I can't believe Alicia would
Why
do
does she
this.
still have
I
the
trusted
mug?
her, you know? Things would have been really bad if you hadn't exposed her for
What?
who she is.
Why did
I'm
you
sorry.
still have the mug?
You couldn't have
Damn
known.
it.
Did the judge have a chance to talk to you about the house? It is yours, of course. But maybe it would be fitting to have a memorial for the accused witches there?
The estate has a lot of ground, and it would be nice to have a memorial to remind us of the injustices that took place here, so that they never happen again. Ever. I'll think about it and talk to the AW organization about what they prefer. It's a good idea.
I'm glad you see it that way.
And who do we have here? If it isn't the insightful red-headed witch herself.
I thought you were the only real witch around here.
There's always room for another witch in the coven, Nancy Drew. And I have to say, someone with your magical insights, clairvoyance even, would make a great fit.
I have always wanted to ride on a broom. Would make it easier to get an overview of crime scenes.
But really, thank you for bringing us all together again. It feels like ages since I was able to talk openly with Lauren. It's great to finally have the curse from that night lifted. Thank you.
Alright. Well, is that everyone? Is there anything else to do?
Neighbor.
generic pop song. Ned!
I got it. Ready? Austria.
Ned?
Yeah, I know I was just there, but I didn't really get to enjoy it much. I feel like there's a lot more exploring left to do there. Did you know Schönbrunn Palace has 1,440 rooms? Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can stay there. I'm sure we could find something close by. Yes, I promise. No cases this time. Just the two of us.
And one last poorly paced conversation followed by a fade to black. Well. You know, I will say that the floor puzzle and the three-dimensional ISO, whatever, that looked like the 20-sided die puzzle was cool. Other good stuff, liked the voice acting. Like, the voice actors were good. The problem was it's just like they let too much pausing. Like, I'm sure it was like a directorial thing as opposed to the actual voice actors. Like the pacing was super off, but that's not really in their control. That's just like clips that they all then get like strung together. Other really good stuff. I mean, the character like design art was really cool, which is why it was like kind of a shame to see them brought so poorly into the game. But like if they're just standing still and they're not moving and they're not doing their weird hand motions, they look good. Like the design I think is actually legitimately good. The bad list is probably a little too long, but besides just the obvious stuff that's just like frustrating with, especially when you pay nearly $30 for a game, to just have it be so, to feel so much like it's strung together, and to have like what clearly appears to be like the main voice actors clearly spent a lot of at least time or at least consideration on their stuff, and then to just randomly have like that tourist with like a different audio sound and a different like recording booth, and then you can hear the like background for it. Like, why would you even include that? Like all of the characters, like just them moving as jankily as possible, and just the horrible audio for that like NPC characters that like aren't like the main characters, the people in the town. It was just so bad. Like, you couldn't create 10 separate character designs. You needed to create 8 and have like 2 of them repeating. It was just really sad. It was really disappointing. But I guess I would say, the Ghost of Abigail. Did she even say anything? Did the Ghost of Abigail have dialogue? Or did she just go, ah? There's also like a lot of random plot holes too, like why they all saw the Ghost of Abigail's not clear. And I mean, like, that's maybe a little too nitpicky, but if you have atmosphere, you don't necessarily need a ton of like you can suspend belief for certain things if you have a level of artistry, but that level of artistry was just so lacking that all of those like plot holes that exist in Nancy Drew games, like overly complex contraptions in odd places, like, fine, you can usually say, well, whatever, it's a game, I don't really care. Like, you're like immersed into the adventure, no matter if it's a, you know, point and click adventure or not. But it really, I guess, is just disappointing. I mean, it's kind of funny to play through it and to like laugh at it and see how, you know, things like that tourist audio and repeating townspeople characters, and just the horrible animations and the lack of editing, like in the sometimes the easy for me to say, sometimes the transcripts, whatever it says, the captions didn't line up with what they were actually saying. There was like discrepancies and in the words on the screen versus the words you would hear, and it's just stuff that I feel like that would take not a lot of effort to fix, but I feel like because there were so many layers on layers of like different people working on this at different times, that it just kind of became this like Franken game at the end, that like almost as if like 6 different studios had made it. So you could see like bits of it were like intended to be good, but it's just when it's all mashed together so poorly, it's kind of insulting to the people that have stuck with the delays for as long as they have. And I'm not a game developer, so I certainly can't really talk from that perspective, but from a consumer's perspective, oh, classic. From a consumer's perspective, it's really disheartening, and it feels kind of bad. It feels like almost like I've been cheated out of something that I used to really enjoy and really love. So I guess it's kind of the end of an era a little bit. What car does Deirdre drive? A green convertible. Oh, like that! Like, what was that? It's just so poorly, just extras, movie trailer credits. Oh, yeah, with achievements. Oh, you needed this too. Oh no, achievements. These are just parts of the game. Like find a strange key. We did that. Welcome to Salem, complete the tour. That is one. Make way too many Johnny cakes. Investigate everyone's chores. Like, don't you have to complete the CCTV timeline? Discover the plot behind the hauntings. Like, that, I don't think that's an achievement. That's just part of the game. Like, you can't continue unless you do these things, but... Okay. Master Sleuth, and then a couple hidden puzzles. Well, clearly there's 4 hidden achievements that I didn't get. But, alright everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to share any things that you agree with, things you don't agree with, things that I, maybe didn't understand properly, or just maybe your own personal experience with Her Interactive and the changes they've been going through and this final result that we've waited so long for. Yeah, feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe. Have a wonderful night.